Welcome to Cat and Jess Talk the Best, where we're going to be talking about IMDb's top 250 movies from April 12th, 2018. My name is Kat.
And I'm Jess.
And today we are talking about number 209, Hachi, A Dog's Tale, which is a family drama film from 2009. This has an 8.1 on 219,637 votes.
So 7 more?
Yep, 7 more from when I did my notes about 2 hours ago. 3 hours, I guess now. The spoiler-free synopsis, young Ronnie reveals to his classmates that his personal hero is a dog named Hachi. Ribbed by his fellow pupils, Ronnie goes on to tell the remarkable story of his grandfather's friendship with the dog.
Yeah. Alright, so this is directed by Lars Hallström, and he also directed films like What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Chocolat, and the recent The Nutcracker and the Four Realms.
Oh.
And this stars Richard Gere, Joan Allen, and Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, so
we've seen Joan Allen before.
Yeah.
In the Bourne trilogy.
Yep. I knew we had seen her before already on the list.
Yeah.
But I think she's the only repeat in this movie. I think the rest of them we haven't seen.
Yes, I think so.
And they used a couple different dogs. I don't know if they have the dogs on their list of cast.
It's in the trivia. But
okay.
I don't think it's in the cast list. I can look.
I was going to say the dogs' names, but if they don't have it in the cast list. Because the dog is the star. But they use, I think, they use 3 or 4 different dogs. Because they use 2 as a puppy.
Dogs.
Okay.
I can tell them really quick. It's 3 dogs. Their names are Chico, Layla, and Forrest.
Okay. I'll say the dog is the most important.
The dogs, is the main character, so
yes.
It's named Hachi, so...
Mm-hmm. So, Rotten Tomatoes, there is no Metacritic rating on this, but Rotten Tomatoes is 63%, so that's 27 reviews, 17 are fresh and 10 were rotten. 2 of the fresh, Alyssa Simon, Pic's main problem is that its human story lacks drama. Hachi's the central attraction.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Derek Adams, sensitively directed and rarely over-sentimental, this touching parable will likely ravish the emotions of dog lovers. I don't agree with that one.
I don't agree with that, especially the over-sentimental part, the really over-sentimental, because it is.
Yeah. So 2 rotten. Kath Clark. Lars Hallström dishes up a more classy mediocrity with this brazenly uncomplicated treat for dog lovers. Yeah, I'll say pretty much most of the movies I've seen from him are mediocre at best.
I think the best one is What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
I haven't seen that one, so...
It's Johnny Depp, isn't it?
Oh, then I will probably see that one.
Yeah.
Because I like Johnny Depp.
I do too. That one's, a decent film, so...
Okay. So the last one, Derek Malcolm. It's an extraordinary and touching story, but told with too beady an eye on the box office for comfort. Even if you're a doggy person.
Man, I would agree with that. Oh, agreed.
So there is no consensus for this movie. So the income. The budget was $16 million. Its opening weekend, it made £442,753. It opened a limited release in the United Kingdom. Its gross worldwide was $47,770,417. And it didn't win any awards. The only thing it did was it was nominated for a Russian National Movie Award for Best Foreign Drama Movie. And it did not win.
Just really? I'm amazed it even got the one.
Yeah.
I was like, and can you see why? Why? Ugh, stupid movie.
So we are on initial thoughts.
Yeah.
So, I liked the dog.
The dog was very cute and loving.
Yes,
and
I
wonderful
liked the dog.
puppy. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it for me. Like, the entire time I was watching this, I was like, is this over yet? This is so stupid.
Yeah, I was not a big fan of it.
The entire time. I was like, come on now. End already.
Yeah.
And my cat kept looking at me weird because I was cussing the entire time.
Yeah, I liked the dog. I thought the dog was cute. And there was a couple times where I was worried about the dog. But then other than that, I was like, oh, okay. This is not fun.
The puppy and Richard Gere. That's it.
Like, I don't even understand why there's people that enjoy this movie, because there's not really any substance to
There is no substance to this movie at all.
Yeah.
It just, God, it's so irritating.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how did this get such a high rating? It's not even worth an 8. Like, at all.
Yeah. I agree.
There's way better dog movies out there.
Yeah.
Way better.
So we will go ahead and get started going into the movie. So here's your spoiler warning. Alright, that was your warning. If you haven't watched the film yet, then come back after you have watched it. So, there's like this kid and he's doing his school presentation. This girl goes first and then this other kid goes, and he says that his hero is a dog. And the kids start laughing at him.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the story. And the monks are training this dog. It is a Akita, which are very difficult dogs to train. I know that for sure.
Yes. Very cute, but very hard to train.
Yep. But so the monk guy takes Hachi, which we don't know his name yet is Hachi, but his name is Hachi.
Yes.
This is Hachi. This is the dog of the movie. His full name is Hachiko, but they just call him Hachi.
Hachi for short.
Yeah. So they're taking him on a train, and he's in a little crate and everything, and he is so cute. He's such a cute little puppy.
Super cute puppy.
Oh, I love the puppy. But so the tag that was on the crate gets kind of torn off, and then the guy is carrying the crate on top of his other boxes and stuff, and the crate falls off.
Yes, and the doggy gets out of the crate.
Yep.
And starts wandering around the train station.
Yeah.
Because that's what doggies do.
Yeah. They just kind of wander around looking at all the people, trying to figure out which one is going to feed me.
Sounds like my cats.
Which one of you big humongous beings is going to feed me?
Feed me. Somebody feed me.
But so the Hachi runs into this guy, and his name is
Parker.
Parker, that's right. I was like, I know I wrote it down, but I can't find it. But yeah. So he runs into this man, and his name is Parker, and Parker picks him up and takes him to, I guess it's like the ticket office.
Yeah.
And says, has anybody lost this dog?
And they're like, I could keep him here, but I'm just going to have to take him to the pound tomorrow.
Yeah,
so.
just take him in a pound in the morning. And Parker's like, no, let's not take him to the pound. So he takes him home instead. And his wife, Kate, is not very happy about the dog being at the house. And they keep mentioning this other name. I don't remember what the other name was, like Todd or something with a T. And I think that was their previous dog. And so Kate doesn't want another dog. Because
I just don't like her. She's a bitch to me. It's that simple. She throws a huge fit about this little puppy.
Yeah,
she be mad about a puppy. I'm like, just how can you just look at the puppy's face? How can you be mad at it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like her.
I can understand if, like, they had a lot of dogs and, like, they had continually taken in dogs over and over like we used to, and then the mom was just like, okay, no, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I could understand that, but we get no background into why she doesn't want this dog at all, except for a name. A name. That's all we get is one name.
I didn't even pay attention that much to the name.
It was like Kate or Todd or something like that. It was something with a T, I know that, and so I think it was a dog, but I'm not sure.
I was just pissed by this point, so yeah.
So she says the dog can't stay in the house, so Parker goes out to the shed and makes him a little bed. And he's watching through the cracks of the shed, and he's looking in at the house, and I'm just like, oh, no, poor puppy.
That was, like, major strike against me. Against it.
Yeah, I was like, I want that puppy. I'll take him. I want him. So they are trying to find the owner of the dog. So Parker took him...
like, signs and everything.
Yeah, they made up signs, and, Parker took him to the pound to see what they could do, and he's like, well, he'd probably get adopted pretty quick, but if he's here after 2 weeks, and then it doesn't specifically say what he's gonna do, but we know what's gonna happen if he's there after 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a kill shelter for sure.
Yeah. So Parker takes him to this bookstore and asks a woman if the woman that owns the bookstore if she wants him. And she says, oh, I'd love him, but then her cat does not love the dog. But that's like every cat.
That's every cat. And I was like, oh, look, it's Saturn. Looks like my orange cat.
That's funny. But she says that he can hang up a flyer in her shop, so he does. So then he goes over and talks to the ticket taker guy, or the ticket guy. And the ticket guy asks him, well, did nobody take the dog? And he's like, no. Nobody's come for him.
Nope.
So Parker's gonna take him with him on the train to go to work, but the dog's not allowed on the train.
No, so he has to hide the dog.
Yep, so he takes him anyways. And then it's like rehearsal for the ballet or something.
Something like that.
And the dog gets up on the stage and is like running around in between these people while they're trying to dance.
And like just being a normal puppy.
Yeah. And Parker asks the students, he's like, do you guys want a dog? And they're like, no.
I just kept thinking, like, why does no one want this puppy?
I can understand why the students didn't want him, because they probably lived in the dorms and couldn't take him. But then some other ones, I'm like, why? Why don't you want him? Like, he's so cute.
Seriously.
So he goes to, I guess, another teacher or something.
Yeah, it's like a professor, like maybe like a foreign language professor or something like that, or teaches something else. I'm not sure. Doesn't really say.
He does seem like another professor in the university that Parker teaches at. He's trying to get some information about the dog, and he gets some information, and he learns that the dog's tag says Hachiko. And so, Parker names the dog Hachi.
Yeah.
And then he gets home, and his wife, Kate, is mad that he named the dog. And I'm like, why? Dogs need names too.
She's, like, super bitchy about it.
Yeah, she is.
Like, super bitchy. I'm like, you're getting, like, way too hung up on this little doggy.
Uh-huh.
Just enjoy it.
So, Hachi's, like, walking around in the house, and he accidentally knocks over this big project thing that Kate was working on, and she gets super mad, and so she tells Parker to take Hachi back out to the shed.
And I'm thinking, it's a puppy.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on now, puppies do that.
Children do that.
Children do that.
So there's a big storm coming, so Parker feels bad, and he goes and gets Hachi and takes him inside. And he, like, tries to lay him down in this little crate that he made. Well, not made, but this, like, little bed inside of a crate. And Hachi just keeps whining. So, he turns on a baseball game, and Hachi turns around to starts watching baseball.
He does that, and he's also trying to learn more about Akitas.
Yeah, he does look it up on the internet.
They're eating popcorn, too.
Yep, they start eating popcorn, and they fall asleep. And, his wife comes in because she notices that he's not in bed. I guess she woke up. She notices that Parker isn't in bed, and so she goes downstairs, and she sees Hachi and Parker are asleep on the couch. And so she wakes Parker up, and he puts Hachi in the little crate. And then, they go to bed.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, he's outside, and he's trying to teach Hachi how to play fetch.
Trying.
Yes. But Hachi is not interested in playing fetch.
No, until you just see, like, Richard Gere just crawling around on the grass with a ball in his mouth.
Yeah. like a weirdo.
I'm like, oh, Lord.
Yeah. And, so Kate and their daughter Andy are in the kitchen, and they're, like, looking out watching. And Kate goes outside to play with the dog and her dad. And, there's a phone call. Someone is calling about the dog. My guess is it's somebody that wants the dog. They're not saying that they own it, but they want the dog.
Yeah.
And, so she's like, talking to him and saying, oh, no, nobody's come for the dog yet. Let me talk to my husband. He'll want to talk to you. But then she, like, looks out and sees how much fun that her husband is having. And she gets back on the phone and says that the dog's already been taken.
Still doesn't redeem herself, in my eyes.
No.
She pretty much just puts up with the dog.
Yeah, she doesn't really like it. She just puts up with it.
Yeah.
So, we see Parker. He goes to work, and the dog, Hachi, wants out to go follow him. Because, so, one thing about Akitas is they are very loyal to one person.
That's it.
They're not loyal to multiple people. They get attached very, very quickly to one person, and that is their person. They will not be attached to anyone else. They'll be okay with other people, and they'll recognize them, and they'll be nice to them, but they get severely attached to one person.
Yeah, and he's a big puppy now.
Yep, he is a big dog. So he digs under the fence and runs to the train station.
Yeah, and I keep asking myself, like, this entire movie, why is there no collar on the dog?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, too.
It's like, okay, if this is your dog, then you want to put a collar on it. You know, just in case the dog gets lost or something.
Yeah.
People have a way to get it back to you. But
yeah.
No.
So for the most part, the next few, like 10, 15 minutes or so is, Hachi continually going to the train station to meet Parker when he gets off of work.
Yeah.
So he goes there literally every day to meet Parker when he gets off of work, to go home with him, walk with him to go home. Then we meet Andy's boyfriend, so their daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's real awkward.
I think he's just nervous.
I thought he was really awkward. We see this sword fighting that doesn't really make any sense. Like, what was the point of that?
There was no point to it.
Like, I honestly
filler.
feel like most of this movie could have literally just been taken out. If they had just shown the dog parts, it would have been perfectly fine.
Yeah. This movie could have been a lot shorter.
This could have been a short film.
It could have been.
Of a feature-length film.
No, this was an hour and a half. That was way too long.
Yeah. So the daughter gets married, and we see that, and Hachi is sitting on the chair. He's just sitting there, like what in the world? And then there's one day when Hachi is not at the train station, and so Parker goes to the theater where Kate works and asks, "Have you seen Hachi?" And she says, "Not since this morning." And so they can't find Hachi, but then they get home, and he is in the garage. And what I don't get is he, like, walks right into the garage, and then he sees what Hachi, he, like, turns and sees what Hachi is barking at, and there's a skunk there. But when he walked into the garage, there was no skunk there.
Yeah, don't get me started.
I don't know. And also, why in the world would the skunk be sitting there literally all day long?
Exactly.
So that didn't make any sense either. Like, I can understand a couple of hours, maybe, the skunk being there, but not all day long. But, so, Parker's trying to get rid of the skunk. And he's, like, using a broom and smacking in front of it. He doesn't hit the skunk, he just smacks the ground in front of it, and that doesn't do anything at all. And then he throws a box over it. But then him and Hachi run past the box and knocks it over, and so they get sprayed by the skunk.
Yeah. And so they have to take a bath of, what was it, tomato juice?
Yeah.
I'm like, not gonna lie, that was kind of cute seeing Richard Gere in a bathtub with a dog covered in tomato juice.
I feel like it's kind of weird. I feel like if that, even as much as I love animals, I would take my bath in tomato juice first and then give my animal their bath in tomato juice. Like, that's just a little bit weird, taking a bath with your animal.
Saving time, I guess.
I just didn't get it.
I'm trying to be nice to this movie. I'm trying so hard, trying to give it a little bit, but it's very difficult.
Yeah. So next we learn that the daughter is pregnant. She goes and tells mom, and then she goes out and tells her dad, and you see Parker is giving Hachi a massage.
Just a little weird.
Yeah, I thought that was a little weird too. I'm like, oh, okay. Then Hachi, or no, then, Kate and, Parker having their nice romantic evening, which was unnecessary.
Yep.
And then, they are, the next day, I'm guessing, they are at the train station, and Parker is telling Hachi to go home, but he doesn't want to go home. He wants to stay, because my guess is they're trying to hint that something is wrong with this part.
Well, he
because
also
of
has
what
the
happens
ball.
next.
He took the ball to play fetch with him.
Yeah. And so, yeah, they do play fetch, and, I think that this whole scene, like, Hachi not wanting to leave and Hachi playing fetch, I think this whole thing is, like, supposed to be some kind of foreshadowing, saying that the dog knew something was wrong.
Yep, that's what I thought, too. The also thing I thought of was, you're playing fetch in an active street area.
Yeah.
This dog could get hit any time with a car.
Yeah. But I thought that too, but then I also thought, I was like, I have seen literally in this entire probably 45 minutes that this movie has been going on, one car passed that area the entire time. So.
I
was like, yeah, he's probably safe. There's only been one car that ever passes there, so it's okay.
Only one.
That's the only one that I had seen. And then there was some later on, but like up to this point, there was only the one.
What kind of town is this? Is there only like one car in this goddamn town, or what?
I have no idea. Because I thought it was supposed to be, like, based in New York or something.
I don't remember.
I have no idea. But so... We see Parker go to work and everything, and he's giving what I'm guessing is supposed to be a lecture.
It's like a... Yeah, it's a music lecture, because he mentions John Philip Sousa. And I'm like, well, you should, I felt really bad thinking about this, but I hate John Philip Sousa, so I'm going to say it. I was like, well, you probably should have a heart attack if you're talking about John Philip Sousa.
I just didn't understand what the point behind this was, because he was, like, playing, and then he gets up and talks. It's like, our classes, literally none of them were sitting there playing a piece and then just start getting up and talking. Like, they'd play something, they'd be doing their lecture, and then maybe they would play something if they needed to because of what we happened to be doing. But the way this lecture seemed to be structured, I'm like, that's not real.
It's not. As former music students, we know this.
Yeah.
I was like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
At all.
But so he gets up and he's talking about Sousa, and then he has a heart attack.
And then collapses. And I was like, finally! I did! I kept saying, I was like, is he dead yet? Come on. This is dragging on forever. Just die already.
Because if you know anything about this movie, you know that the guy dies.
Yes.
And that's like one of the main points of this movie. And
that he dies.
It took 45 minutes to happen.
I was pissed by this point. I was just like, God, why is he not dead yet? Richard Gere, I love you, but just your character needs to die already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, Hachi is outside waiting for Parker to come. But he doesn't come.
Never comes. Again. Because he's dead.
Yeah. So Michael, which is the daughter's husband, goes and picks him up and takes him and puts him in the shed. We see the funeral, and then the next 45 minutes or so, Hachi just keeps going back to the train station.
And sits in his same spot and waits for his dead owner.
Yep. Which it makes a lot of sense for the type of dog it is, but they didn't need 45 minutes of this continually happening.
No.
Like, honestly, this could have been a 30-minute short. And
this could have been.
We would have gotten the same exact point without as much aggravation. Like, the only shot that I liked throughout this whole thing was something that they could have used and put in the short. It's the part where Hachi is sitting there, and you see the tree up behind him, and you see the seasons changing a few times. I really liked that shot, and that's one of the only things that I liked.
And I didn't like that shot because of the CGI.
Yeah, the CGI was not good, but I liked what they were trying to do.
Yeah, that was utter shit. Bad CGI. Bad.
Yeah. Well, it's a low-budget film, too, so... They probably spent most of their budget on the damn dogs.
The dogs and Richard Gere.
Yeah. There's one point when a poodle comes up to Hachi, and he kind of seems interested, but then he's not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what was the point of that? Nothing. There was no point.
And, like, during this entire time, of course, like, what's her name? Kate? She sells the house and leaves.
Yeah.
Doesn't give a shit about the dog. The dog goes with Andy.
Yeah, goes with Andy. For a little while, but then Andy gets rid of it.
She's like, I understand, and, like, lets the dog out.
Like, what do you understand? That is a dog!
It's a dog.
I understand that, yes, he wants to find Parker, but you can't let that dog roam all over. It's going to get killed, or it's going to get taken to the pound.
I'm like, it literally just abandoned a dog. It's like, oh no, you care so much about your dad and like the dog, but as soon as dad's gone, oh no, dog, you don't give a shit about the dog.
Yeah.
That's what pissed me off the most.
Yeah. But,
they do write a nice little newspaper article about the dog waiting for its dead owner.
Yeah, but then the guy, the ticket taker guy in the in the box takes all the credit. He's like, oh yeah, I'll do all the interviews for this dog, and he like takes the money that all these kids are sending for Hachi for food. I'm like, what in the world? That's not even your dog.
Yep, he's a dick. Yeah. And then what, it's like
10 years.
10 years later, of course. What was it? The little kid's grown up.
Yeah. And the wife, Kate, comes back and she sees Hachi sitting out there and she goes and gives Hachi a hug.
And I'm like, fuck you, bitch.
Like, you
That's
didn't even
literally
want the
what
dog.
I said. I said that. I did.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was like, oh, now you care about the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah.
Just like how these people treated this dog.
Yeah, I didn't like this one. The only other thing that happens is the kid gets, finished it, and then we see his dad pick him up, and his dad got him a dog as well, and it's an Akita, and he names it Hachi. And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's it.
So
and
honestly,
I was like, thank fucking God.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this could have been a 30-minute short, and the same point would have come across without the unnecessary bits of the human part. Because there was no substance to the human part of the movie at all.
Nothing.
It was literally just about the dog, and that's all that should have been in the movie, is the husband and the dog.
That's it. I would have been fine with that. I would have been completely fine with that.
Yeah.
This could have been, like, way, way shorter, and this could have been on TV. Like Hallmark. Because this has the Hallmark feel all over it.
I hate Hallmark movies so much.
So do I. That's why I hate this movie.
Yeah. So the music for this movie is by Jan A.P. Kazmarek. He is the composer. He got started in 1984 on Sign, which was a TV movie. He is known for Finding Neverland from 2004, Unfaithful from 2002, and The Visitor from 2007. He did win one Oscar in 2005 for Best Achievement in Music Written for Motion Picture Original Score for Finding Neverland.
I have nothing to complain about with the music.
No, the music was good.
Music was fine. It fit.
Yeah. So the comparison, there is a Japanese movie about this, Hachiko.
Yes.
The motion picture is Hachiko Monogatari is the full name of the movie. It is in Japanese, and I know it's the same story. I don't know if it's as long or not, but
it's a little bit longer. Not much, though.
Oh, okay.
Just a little
They probably maybe added a little bit more substance to the Hachi part of the story.
Probably.
Or they probably added more to the human part, not the Hachi part.
Probably made it more bearable to watch.
Yeah. Let's see here. And then there is also, this is based on true events. Yeah, it's just that one's a little bit longer. It's 13 minutes longer, 14 minutes longer. So yeah, this is based on true events. There is actually a statue where the dog used to sit and wait for his owner.
Yep.
I have a whole article here that I'll link and put in the show notes.
There's actually two statues now.
Yeah, isn't there one of the dog and then one for the man?
No.
Oh, they're both for the dog?
Both for the dog. One in Japan and one in the place where this movie was filmed.
Okay. Oh, no, the statue I was looking at is the statue that's at the man's grave. That's the one I was looking at.
Oh, that one. Okay.
I was going to say there's just big pillar on the man's grave. But yeah, the other picture, yeah, I do see the two statues. And actually, the statue that's in Tokyo right now is the second one that was there, because the first one was removed during World War II and melted down for metal.
Well, that makes sense, because, you know, Japan was in the middle of a war.
Yeah. And then also there is, at that station, there is also a mosaic artwork of Hachiko.
Oh.
And there's a museum, and there's a whole bunch of stuff for this dog.
So the dog's way more popular in Japan.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll put the link to this article that I'm looking at in the show notes, so if anybody wants to see what it is I'm talking about. They've got all the books that have been written about it. They've got all the two movies. They've got all kinds of stuff in this article here about Hachi. So yeah. Do you have any other trivia about,
There's really not much trivia for this.
Oh, okay.
There really isn't.
Okay, well, I mean we said what little bits there were.
Yeah, there's really not much, like, at all.
So where it has been on the list before, in 2014, it was number 192. 2016, it was number 209. 2018, it was number 209. And then as of today, when we were recording, it is number 210. So it's dropping, just kind of slowly.
It needs to drop off this list completely.
Yeah, I don't think it should be on the list either.
At all.
Even for someone who loves animals, I'm just like, this is not a movie worth watching.
No. God, no. There's way better dog movies.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to you about this before we started recording. I'm like, there's way better ones, like My Dog Skip.
Yeah.
Or you said, like, Shiloh.
Shiloh. I loved Shiloh when I was little.
And I loved My Dog Skip. And I named my dog after the movie.
If I had a basset, or not a basset, if I had a beagle when I was little, I would have named it Shiloh.
And that would be a cute name. And, like, those movies were way better than this.
Yeah.
Way better.
They were a lot better. Previously, number 209 on the list, the 2010 list, Children of Men from 2006. 2012 list, Barry Lyndon from 1975. It's the 2014 list, Shutter Island from 2010. The 2016 and 2018 lists, of course, were Hachi, A Dog's Tale. So I just said that. And then as of today, when we were recording, the 400 Blows from 1959, which is coming up in the next month or two on our list.
Huh.
So,
it's like, that's a foreign film,
line.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think
French?
it's either French or Japanese.
It looks French to me. Just looked at it now. Jean-Pierre. Yeah.
Oh,
French.
yeah. Then it's probably French.
Yeah. That's alright. I like French films.
Yeah, that one's French. I was looking at another poster of it, and that's why I thought maybe it was Japanese, because of the other poster that I was looking at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
So, favorite line.
I only have one.
I don't know if I wrote down... Oh.
I have one, and it's about music. That's
Mine's
the only reason
about
why I
the
wrote it down. It says, there's an element of music that cannot be captured. Life cannot be captured. Human heart cannot be captured. The moment of creation itself is fleeting.
Okay.
That's it. That's the only one I wrote down.
I wrote down two.
Okay.
I wrote down... I think he's made his choice when they realize that Hachi wants to be with Parker.
Yeah.
And then Akitas are not into people pleasing. That is 100% true.
I like that one.
Okay, do you want to do that one?
Yes.
Okay.
I had a little comedy to this stupid movie.
Alright. So what is your rating?
Well, I absolutely hated this movie.
Yeah.
And I was trying to tell you earlier, I was like, I don't know which one I hate more. This movie or Paris, Texas?
Yeah.
I can't decide. Both are terrible.
Yeah.
I'm giving this a 2. Only because I had a cute puppy. And Richard Gere. That's it. It's the only thing that saved it from getting a 1 from me. That's it.
I think this one for me is tied with Paris, Texas. They were both equally stupid. The reason I'm giving this one a 3 just because the reason is there was a few shots that I liked. I like the idea of the story, but I think they could have condensed it and made it a short. It did not need to be a feature-length film.
God, no.
And I really like the dog.
Yeah.
The dog is cute.
And, like, that's about its saving grace there for me. Cute puppy.
Yeah. But that's about it.
Yeah. Never watching that again.
No. So, our next film is another one that we have both already seen this one because we had to watch the sequel already. We both know that we don't like this one. It is Before Sunrise from 1995. So that'll be next week. So we are offering premium. If you would like to become a premium member, you will get uncut episodes, early release episodes, and a special monthly episode, all for $1 a month. For $5 a month, you will get all of that, plus you will be able to pick a movie of your choice for every 50 movies. So you get up to 5 movies. And you get to join us for one of the movies every 50 movies. And our special monthly episode for March is going to be Howard the Duck, which is one of Jess's least favorite movies.
Ugh.
So that one will be out by the end of March. It's probably a couple days after this one. That one will be out.
Yeah.
We are still running our contest. If you leave us a written review, you'll be entered into our contest. You'll be randomly selected from 10 to join us for a movie of your choice. If you can't leave us a review, or you don't want to leave us a review, or you can't pay to be premium, if you could just share the episodes with your friends, that would be great. We'd like to get a few more listeners.
Yeah, we do have like a lot of popular films on this list.
Yeah. So if you could share our links to our episodes with your friends, tell them to check it out, that would be great. Also, if you could leave us a review, that would be great. If you want to contact us and give us your opinion on a movie, or tell us why you think a movie is better than we think it is, or worse than we think it is, we'll talk to you about it. We'll see your side of it, see what you think. You can find our show pretty much everywhere at this point. We're still waiting on iHeartRadio at this moment, but it shouldn't be too long. Also, our music is by Audio Binger. You can find him on Facebook, YouTube, and he has a website, audiobinger.net. And I think that's all we've got for this one.
Yeah, I think so. I think I did enough bitching.
So we'll catch you next week when we bitch about Before Sunrise.
Totally.
Bye.
Bye.